Hello, it's me, Eugenia, with Heart Over Me. I have today somebody to talk again from far away. May I ask you to introduce yourself?
Hello. Most people either know me as Lilith Rose, or you could call me Gina. Either name is good.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida, currently, in the United States.
May I ask you first, because I'm very intrigued by your name, Lilith. It is not many people know what it is. First time I heard about this name there a few years ago because somebody started dreaming Lilith. And this
Mm-hmm.
dream changed the life of the person, which is a good friend of mine. Can you please explore a little bit more the name, why you choose it?
Yes. Well, I didn't actually choose it. It sort of chose me. I came upon my awakening journey, my spiritual awakening journey, and probably, oh gosh, maybe 3 years ago or so, 4 years ago. I'm not even sure anymore how long it's been. I found out through a series of just meditation, um, readings, um,
What do you mean?
etc.
Readings? Somebody gave you readings or
Yeah,
you?
somebody gave me a reading. I had a reading, and then of course going through my own meditating and talking with my own guidance, going within. I was told that um, my angelic name is Rose, and then that they told me that first, and that went for a little while, and then as time went on, I was told, that's not your full name. Your full name is Lilith Rose. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? I didn't know what that meant either. So I started to look and research, and I found out that Lilith was supposed to be this goddess, um, an ancient goddess from maybe Mesopotamia, Sumeria. I wasn't sure that everything I found, everything I looked at was like negative. Oh, Lilith, she was, oh gosh, so many, like stories like she was a demon and she got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Some people say she was Adam's first wife. All these dark connotations that she was bad. And she's even mentioned in, I think, the Bible somewhere, maybe like Jewish texts, as being also a negative entity. So that really freaked me out. Like, it's like, well, I don't feel like I'm dark. I don't feel like I'm bad. And
Yeah.
I set off on a journey for a long time, just wanting to know the truth, trying to kind of accept, okay, Lilith is my higher self. And because that is my name, Lilith Rose. That would be my higher self, my God self, whatever you want to call that.
So what is
That's who
now
I.
with the Lilith? What is the Lilith now? Because like you told the first impression, it is like something negative. But then,
Mm-hmm.
then
But then I finally, and this took a long time. I finally just first accepted myself, because I know that I'm not this dark being. I know that I am a being of light. So first I accepted myself, and then fast forward to last summer, I went in and had some. I had a CQA session, and then I had a past life regression. And the very first life that came up was my life as Lilith.
oh,
It was the very first one that
that's
actually
very
came
interesting.
up.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
And
How was the life as Lilith? What she was doing?
well, it kind of started out where I was like a young woman, maybe in my 20s. And it just kind of showed me like what I did like throughout my day. Like I lived at the time I lived, I think, with my parents, and I'm still not sure exactly where we were, but I think perhaps Atlantis is where I was at the time. And what I did, from what I understand, is my role or my duties. What I did, I just helped people. I helped people with like fertility, like as far as like growing food. I used my, I guess, power, as you would say, like manifestation power. Mm-hmm. We would grow food. I would help people with their children. I also was.
Excuse me, what do you mean? You have been goddess, and how, or you have been like as human helping, or the being who lived during Atlantic times?
As I understand, at that time, I was this goddess.
Okay.
And I was shown
the manifestation like this happened.
Mm-hmm. So, I was able to manifest like that. And sometimes I'd used like, they showed me a picture where I was standing outside and I had my hands like this, like cupped out like this, and like light came down into my hands, and somehow I used that light to manifest. And I could just manifest like whatever. I think everyone could do this at the time. You could manifest whatever you wanted. Mm-hmm. It just kind of showed me my life. I know I did something with the children. I don't know exactly what, but I helped with children. Mm-hmm. I also was a tantric priestess, mm-hmm. where I helped, I think, mostly men. I must have helped them somehow with like intimacy, like actually helped them, I guess, taught them, I think, like how to be intimate, sexual with their partners. They showed me that, and then they showed me, kind of fast forward to later, showed me when things started to, some beings started to turn dark. There was a section of beings that wanted to, alter the DNA of the humans. They wanted to make them slaves. They wanted to control them, and I didn't agree with it, and I had others with me that we didn't agree with it, mm-hmm. and it sort of set off a backlash, because I wouldn't agree and wouldn't go along with it. It was kind of like, okay, well, that's when they started the propaganda against me, to tell everyone how I was dark and evil, and I all that stuff. Got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, the whole 9 yards. What ended up happening, as I understand it, is I left where I was. Myself and others came with me. I don't know how many or who. We left and we went to what is known as Lemuria, or Mu. That's where I went. And I stayed there. Yeah, I stayed there for a long, long time, probably thousands of years. And that was my home. I still considered Mu to be my home. And as I went there, I, of course, used my abilities there as well. And we just lived, we lived in harmony there. We were unity, harmony. We lived in peace. We were kind of light, we weren't so dense. And at a point, I was like a queen there. I was made a queen. Mm-hmm. I lived there for a long time until the fall came. I guess it was like the fall of Atlantis, and Lemuria got, as a lot of people know, it got, I guess it got hit somehow, blown up, and it sank. Mm-hmm. And so I actually went with her. I actually sank with her and passed on at that time. Mm-hmm. I didn't like flee or anything. I actually stayed, as far as I know. So that's how I found out a bit about who I really am. The truth. Yeah. So
imagine now you are living your life. You are like your work and everything. And one day, wow, These all
Yeah.
strange stories, maybe they are true, and I'm part
Mm-hmm.
of it, and quite I'm taking big part in it. I was there. It's true.
Yeah.
So how much it changed the life, and what? How do you start? Like because this is all a bit hard, and the interviews I'm doing it is under the title "Heart Over Me." When
Yeah.
the heart calls and says you cannot ignore anymore, you have to follow, you have to
Yes.
go, you have no choice. How it happened with you, what kind of situation you had around you, and how was the shift, and what you have been doing as the next.
Well, like at first didn't know. At first, I didn't know what to do with it, and I was doing that thing you get in your head, and is this true? Is this real? I just had to do a lot of like self-love, a lot of working on self-love and opening my heart. And last year, I went through a lot of hard times. I had like some physical illnesses, and I had a lot of anxiety, as a lot of people are having right now, is anxiety. Really, really tough year last year, and I came out on the other end, and it's like I don't know, it's like a flip switched or a switch flipped, and it's like I feel comfortable in who I am. So that's why I have gone out say on Facebook or social media. I use that name, Lilith Rose, because I'm putting it out there that I know who I am. I'm not going to hide it anymore. And so just slowly but surely, I'm just pushing out, trying to branch out. And I've accepted, that I'm here to help heal. So I've embraced my gifts, my mediumship, my empathic abilities, and that led me down the road to my path of now learning how to be this quantum healer. And I feel like it's kind of where that's taking me next. Everything in the past kind of has prepared me for this moment. Like I learned, Reiki, even animal Reiki, like just all different things in the past, and I never knew what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it, but now I know what to do with it. It's been interesting because I'm still Gina, and we're all navigating this, 3D physical plane. I still have to, vacuum the floor and like do the dishes and it's interesting.
It sounds like when you speak, it came like very normal, very easy to you, because you have been doing Reiki, you have been learning many things like quantum,
Yes.
many things, but and
Mm-hmm.
then the one big vision, and then you see who you are really, and then you say, wow, that's why now I understood everything.
Yeah.
Would you describe it was easy, this shift? And what was about your professional life, what you have been doing before, and how are you now stepping to help another people? This huge shift. It is huge, it is small, it is like going very easy for you.
Now at first it wasn't easy. At first it was hard, and that really seemed to come to a head last year when I was going through so much turmoil, anxiety, just so bad.
These bad emotions now, because can we stay there? Because when we pass through, it's finished. Now it sounds like it was easy, but actually it is not easy. Can you go again back to this moment, and maybe you can remember exactly the moment when you took decision, wow, now I change. This is not something like their stories. It is real thing. I want to do it. Do you remember about this moment? Like the fight, the big dialogue in yourself? what made you to believe yourself and to start, like, shift?
I think probably around the end of last summer, I had come out on the other side of like all the anxiety and the bad feelings, and I was feeling good again, feeling better, and I was getting better physically.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that, of course, I've had help along the way from here and there, but I found out that I could heal myself. And when that occurred, when I realized that I was healing myself, it was like,
more in details,
okay.
what exactly was, and how did you heal? What was the sickness? If you want, if you can, if you want.
Well, no, that's fine.
Picture.
What was going on with me physically? At first I was having like a hip pain that went on for a long time, and I found out that that was like past life stuff that had to be cleared out from a past life. So that's how it started.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting anxiety from all this pain I was having, and it snowballed. It snowballed to where I was having like panic attacks and insomnia, and like I thought I was going crazy. And then I went to the doctor and got a bunch of blood tests, and they did some checking, and they found out that my thyroid was overactive, and because there was a little nodule in the thyroid, and it had grown big, like bigger, and it was like, this is what they told me, that it was kind of like operating on its own and producing extra hormones,
Mm-hmm.
which is causing everything to go overactive.
Mm-hmm.
And of course their cure, their Western medicine's cure is for that, for what I was going through, was to take this thing called a radioactive iodine pill,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly what it sounds like. It's radioactive iodine, a little pill. You swallow it, and it's supposed to like shrink things down and put everything back to normal. But a lot of times it
doesn't work.
Well, it either doesn't work, or it does the opposite and like kills everything, and then you're, hypothyroid. And I struggled with what to do as far as healing. At that time, I was like, how can I heal myself? I ended up really just getting a lot of guidance from my own higher self, my own guides, that to go through with the iodine pill, because they were just going to give me just like a little tiny dose.
Mm-hmm.
So just go through with it. It may not work, but you're going to be fine. I was assured, you'll be safe, protected, etc. So I did it, and I felt like it did help, like pretty quick. Like in a couple of weeks, I was feeling better. And then I had to fast forward, say 2 months from when I took it. They tested me again, and it was better, but it still wasn't fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor actually told me, I was sitting there talking to her, and she told me that if it hadn't worked by now, that it was not going to work, that it's not going to work if it hasn't worked already. And so, you need to get this test, and we'll do it again. We'll take another dose and all this. And I was like, no. And something told me, no, she's wrong. So I told her, no, I wanted to wait. So I want to wait. I'm going to wait a while. And she was like, okay, fine. We'll wait a couple more months.
Mm-hmm.
And I waited another 2 to 3 months, and while all this was going on, I had my first quantum healing session on me, a CQA, clearing and healing, and I addressed the issue in my session. And that's when I found out I could heal myself, and my higher self was able to apply healing. And then it was just like it shifted. I went finally again to get another blood test, and everything's normal.
Wow.
Everything's normal. So it's funny because I went to the doctor again with my normal results, and even though they're normal, they were still trying to tell me, well, it looks normal, but maybe you should take some medication just in case.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, why would I take medicine that I don't need?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, well, you know, it's normal now, but you know, it looks like it could be going the other way. So we'll check you again in 3 months. And I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm gonna get another blood test in like a month or two. But it just really, it just showed me that I'm healing myself, and I feel like I'm starting to I don't, how do I put this? I don't resonate anymore with like the 3D, like the Western medical system. It doesn't work for me anymore. I'm not saying it doesn't have its place for people, because it does, but it just showed me what the truth. All they were doing was trying to push. They just wanted to push pills, like medication, on me that I didn't need. It was almost like it was like dollar sign, like cash. Like they see money in this country. In this country, healthcare is mess. It's, you know, we don't have free healthcare here. You have to buy like insurance, and it's expensive. Everything's so expensive. It's bad. And it's like they just, I don't know, it just showed me the truth, and it showed me I could heal myself. And I was like, okay, this is it.
So
then it was easy.
What now? Now, you know, you can heal yourself. Can you heal others?
Well, I don't heal others. I am like the conduit. I'm like a conduit. All healing comes from within. Just like all, they say all healing is self-healing, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. I'm just sort of the middleman. I'm here kind of like channeling the energy and helping the individual connect with their higher self to heal themselves.
How do you call this methodology or the school you are using for your sessions?
Well, it would technically be quantum healing. And I know a lot of people are familiar with quantum healing, and they look at, what is it, QHHT, the quantum healing hypnosis therapy. I know that's popular now. That was invented by Dolores Cannon, who, you know, I'm glad she started it. And people are doing beyond quantum healing, which I know is another offshoot of that. And the person that taught me, he started out as a quantum healer, and he was having some issues where he would have clients go into these past life regressions, and they would have some bad experiences. And what he was finding out is that we all pick up energies, and we all pick up attachments, especially if we're really empathic, or if we're clairvoyant, or, you know, spiritual people. We pick up these energies and these attachments, and some of them are not good. Some of them are souls that, you know, haven't crossed over. Some of them are negative energies that attach to you to harm you. Some of them are energies that you create yourself, and it for yourself, and you don't realize you're doing it. He found out that this was going on, and so I guess through some trial and error, he decided to take this quantum healing, and before he let people go through the past life, he wanted to go through and actually work with their higher self to get rid of anything that's attached that might be taking your energy away or causing you any illnesses. And he found that the higher self, of course, can also heal the body if it wants. Of course, it's up to you, of course. Whether you believe it or not, it's true, which is kind of the thing, you have to believe it. So he developed it and worked on it, I believe, on his own for a long time, and for a good year or so. And then he started gradually reaching out and meeting, when he would meet somebody and think, oh, if they were interested in it, he'd ask them if they wanted to learn it. I found him on Facebook. I think he was maybe like a friend of a friend, I don't know. On Facebook, you connect with people. And I saw what he was doing, and I was going through my issues, and I thought, well, I wonder if that would help me. So got my guidance, would this help me? And my guides were like, yeah, do it. This is good. Do this. So I met him. Yeah, they were like, do this. So I met him, and we talked about me getting a session and got it all scheduled. And before the session, before we got done talking, right away, I was like, not only do I want you to do this on me, I want to do this. I want to learn this. I knew. It was instant. And we just connected. And then he trained me. And I've been going now for, about 3 or 4 months now. And it's going well. It's amazing. My only wish, of course, is to get more people, to draw more people in that want to experience it. People I find they're either afraid of it. There's a lot of people that are afraid of it. Or they assume that it's QHHT right off the bat. They just think, oh, it's just past life regression. I've done that before. I'm like, well, it's not. It's different. This is a different, we get to that later. Mm-hmm. So they just, whatever, it's past life regression. And they just don't know about it. So right now, my thing is I need to get it out there, trying to get it out there, So
and I know that you are charging not a lot for it.
No, I haven't been. Yeah. Soon I won't be considering myself an intern anymore. And the price that I'm supposed to charge $300 per session. Mm-hmm. However, personally, and I know the other ones do the same thing. With me, I just want to help. So, if you can't afford that, that's okay. I'm not gonna like, oh, you have to give me $300 or I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. To me, it's gonna be, what can you afford? How can we work this out? And then, if you can afford it, wonderful. Because it's worth it. It's worth it. But yeah, I'm certainly open to, whatever. I just want to get it out there. I just want to help.
I think that's exactly what the spiritual helper worker, light worker should be like, not always about money, but we are here to help each other.
Yeah,
absolutely. Each other. But of course, we have appreciate our time. We are putting in things, and you also paid for acquiring the whole knowledge.
Yes.
So it is like it should be somehow exchanged. Whatever
right.
You do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
So what do you say now? How much hard it is in your life?
Right now it's great. Right now I feel blessed, and I'm so excited for this year and to help people, and just like I'm ready. Ready. I don't know what's coming, but I'm ready for it. That's how I feel. I feel empowered. I feel like I've stepped into my power.
What is about now? You had already several sessions with some people. What do you remember? If it was something that you really changed the life of somebody, of course for yourself, because that you realize that you can heal yourself. What about others? If it was some really huge shift.
It was more what I experienced, realizing it, and then it was like light bulb, like a light bulb. Like, wait a minute, if I can do this, so can everybody else. If I can do it, they can do it. And I was like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Right now, this is where I'm supposed to be going. I think that it was like kind of just like that. Just, I don't know. I was like, boom. And I was like, ready.
Yeah.
It was like just, and I have had some sessions with people that have been really, really amazing, really amazing. People just like getting rid of, even just like aches and pains, and finding out what they need to do to heal themselves, and they're doing it, and feeling good.
Yeah.
And just
I can just
thinking
confirm
that,
because I was one of the persons who experienced your session, and some friends of mine experienced also. And the first time you did for one friend, which I will not mention her name, she, after the session, she called me very excited. You have to do it. You have to do it. It is so like, it. Yeah, it was really. She was very excited, and me also the same. And
yes.
I would like to thank for you for the conversation, for your time, for everything you did, you have done, and you will do for the humans, for the universe.
You're welcome.
And I would like then, of course, we will post more information, because I think that's now, it's a great opportunity. Still you are fresh, still you are in the beginning of your, offering your services, to contact you and to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. I will be honored. Thank you. Thank you.